Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Dr. Alessandro. Please like and subscribe. And this is actually the first video in a two-part series about dentistry and social media. So as we all know, social media is everywhere. It's prevalent, it's omnipresent. It is part of pretty much everybody's life except for maybe an odd hermit or two. So what does that mean for dentistry? What are things that you should be aware of and should be kind of maybe keeping track of, or at least keeping in the back of your head, if not the very front? Well, one thing is what you discuss on social media. So of course, everybody knows that there can be more and less sensitive topics depending on what it is. I'm going to focus on kind of office conditions and you could say salary discussions, as it were. So one important thing to know is that you can do and say as you want in this country. It's a free country. So you can go out in the street and yell stuff, you can go online and say stuff. However, you do need to be aware of the ramifications. So if you're going online into different chat groups, forums and whatnot, and somebody happens to see something, and maybe it's your boss that sees it, or maybe it's somebody who's a friend of your boss that sees it or something, and it's not particularly nice, you could end up in a lot of hot water and you could end up without a job. Now, it all depends, labor laws depend state by state, but there are a lot of states that are at will, meaning that you could be fired for no reason whatsoever. So, of course, when you're on social media, don't give a reason. Don't say stuff that might get back to your practice owner, dentist, boss, whomever it is, that would leave you in a bit of a pickle. That said, that's an important thing to know. And Facebook has actually introduced something called group member option. Now, if you go into their groups, you can post something anonymously, provided that the moderators approve of it, and you can post whatever it is and discuss things. Now, again, the good news is you're anonymous, but if you put too much detail, you might not be so anonymous. So if you're going to do that, you want to make sure that you try to keep things at least somewhat vague, because of course your job matters. So you don't want to do too much. Now, you could have problems happen even for positive things. There's one employee who was in, I guess, the tech or social media field, who went online and actually was excited and happy to announce a $20,000, I believe, a $20,000 raise or 20% raise, and she was fired because her company thought that was actually a breach of security. So this is on TikTok, which I am actually including here and linking to. That way you all can see it. So, I mean, it can happen for good stuff too, which I know sounds really bizarre and doesn't make much sense. I'd actually be happy if one of my team members said, hey, look at how great this is. I'd be thrilled. But I guess different companies, different bosses, different owners have different philosophies and different mindsets. And so for this particular individual or group, the team member who was out there, praising how great things were, wasn't quite a good thing. So everybody, what you want to be careful of is, again, what you say online. So same applies not just for salaries, but for working conditions. If you're going to, if things aren't good legitimately, and you're making comments about it, be wary, be careful, because again, if the owner or boss finds out, sure, things could improve or things could change, but you might find yourself without a job too. So all of that said, again, just be careful and, make sure that you are staying safe within whatever group you're in, and, make sure that if you say something that's really sensitive, it's only to people that you can 100% trust. All right. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you for joining me, and stay well and healthy.